Okay, folks, what I'm going to go through is how we're going to approach this period while the class is, essentially, we can't meet in class. So we're going to be working through things online in Canvas. And I do realize some of you are going to figure this out very quickly and others might take a little more time. So what I'm doing is putting the economics unit together in the Canvas, in the Canvas learning management system. So you can go through it. I wouldn't say at your own pace, but you can take care of it, okay? So I want to go through a few things with how this is going to work and how it's not going to work and how you can kind of keep up on things. And so I want everybody to be able to continue to working through the class, and we're going to need to get through the economics unit. And you're going to do that really through Canvas. But let me show you how we're going to do it here, okay? Um, Number one thing is this is going to be the page essentially for the next 4 weeks. This is what you're going to see is Maynard Keynes's beautiful, beautiful face right there, because if you haven't noticed, and nobody's probably going to tell you, is that we're back into a Keynesian world. And I'll explain that when we get to the Keynes section. There's a reason why, they're talking about stimulus dollars and things like that. And it's based on a theory, an economic theory that Keynes developed back in the 1920s. And we'll go through that so you understand what's going down. And these are going to be the announcements. I've only got 4 spaces right now, but I'm going to be posting video announcements to explain various concepts really quickly about the class as a whole and how we're going to approach things and how things are going to work. Okay, so I'll have those posted here on every few days or so. I'll post them here and I'll date them. This will probably get longer as we go through. What I will have here are lessons on the individual readings. Okay, so we're going to start with, you will see one posted here, hopefully today or tomorrow or in the next few days, on Adam Smith, then Karl Marx, Maynard Keynes, Milton Friedman. These are really 4 of the biggest economists that have ever been around. So those will explain the 4 readings that you need to complete as part of the economics unit. Now, many of you might be thinking, well, I'm going to put a calendar together for you. I'll put a calendar together in Canvas so you'll have some idea of the general pace we're going to move at. But I'm not going to be absolute that this must be done by that day. I can't be absolute. We're online. We're in a bit of a different situation. None of us have been through this before. So, but keep on it. I believe many of you will probably get a little bit ahead, but everybody should be going through this, working through the economic lessons and the economic readings. Smith, Marx, and Keynes, and Friedman, you're going to need to work through and read through. These are the economics readings I handed out a long time ago. You're going to need to work through those on your own. And then I will have lessons for each one of those readings here. And I will have posted up here the early drafts and the middle draft, which is what we did with the last unit on political science. So I will post those up here as a PDF. So it won't be a handout that I give out in class. It'll be a PDF. I'll have it posted here. And then you will have a lesson on it where you can get, I'll say that this will be where the video will be. The actual PDF will be down in the assignments, okay? So this is where you're going to get the PDF of the early draft. This is where you're going to see the video that walks you through the PDF, okay? So you're going to be seeing a lot of videos on announcements, but also for the economics lessons. These announcements will be more time sensitive. These economic lessons will be essentially what Smith is about, what Marx is about, what Keynes and Friedman. You can watch those again and again and again, okay? So these are on announcements on how we're approaching it. Those will, change as we get through this session. What is going to be here are the assignments that will be due during this entire unit. So instead of being able to discuss in class what Smith is about, what Marx is about, what Keynes is about, what I'll have you do in each one of these discussions is, if you click on this, you'll see, and all of these are currently, well, these are currently not hyperlinked yet. They will be soon. Okay, by the end of the week, they'll all be hyperlinked with, nice, beautiful videos. Yeah, videos for Smith, Marx, Keynes, and Friedman, and then a video walking you through the draft of the essay. But these are hyperlinks to the discussion area within Canvas. So if you click on that, what you'll notice is summarize the main elements of the supply and demand and how they work in paragraphs 11 and 12. That is what I led off with the last class, was I told you that 11 and 12 really spell out supply and demand. And those are absolutely essential to understanding Smith and economics. You must understand paragraphs 11 and 12. And do remember that in the early parts of that reading, he spells out the errors that people go into. That's the British understatement that he engages in. Smith spells out the misunderstandings of what it's supposed to be. It's understood popularly. Those are the errors that most people do. 11 and 12 is Smith's theory of supply and demand. Okay, so I'll go through that with 11 and 12, but then you want to summarize 11 and 12, and then summarize his perspectives on how the wealth of a nation is dependent upon the actions of individuals. So when he spells that out in the paragraphs subsequent to 11 and 12, he gets into how that mechanism works. And it's all theoretical. It is a theory, but it's going to make sense with what really goes on. And Smith was the first one to really spell it out. He is known as the father of economics for a darn good reason, because he spells out supply and demand, but he also spells out how it plays out and develops a wealthy nation. So get 11 and 12 down. That's what it is. That's a supply and demand theory. It is a theory, but it is a highly reliable theory. And then go through and make sure you understand how that plays out on a larger scale and develops into a wealthy nation. Okay, and so there's discussions for each, one for Marx, one for Keynes, one for Friedman. And then I will have here, I don't have it yet, but I will have very soon a link to the PDF for the early draft stage, and you'll fill that out. You'll fill in a PDF, and this will be the economics essay. But please understand right now, what you should worry about is make sure you understand Smith, you understand Marx, you understand Keynes, and you understand Friedman. And I will tell you this, I'll warn you ahead of time, they are all interdependent. They all work with each other. It isn't like one had one opinion and one. You must understand Smith if you're going to understand Marx. You must understand Marx understood Smith. He knew it worked. And he pointed out an issue that comes up or collapses within economies and how they do that. Keynes solved the problem that Marx saw happening. He solved it in a way that Marx didn't foresee. Friedman goes back and uses Smith to show you again how Smith is still at play in today's economy. So they're all interdependent and they all work with each other extraordinarily well. And if you understand these four, you've got the basics of economics. And I'll tell you that you'll understand something that's going on today when we get to Keynes. You're going to see it at play. So that's how this unit is going to work. And this should be in effect for at least 2 more weeks, and it might be 4 more weeks. This will be enough work for 4 more weeks to work through. So you want to keep an eye on the announcements, keep an eye for these lectures. These lectures, these economic lessons should be up there by Friday. I'll do my best. It's going to take a little bit of coffee, but we'll make it. And then the assignments are going to be here. You're going to take part in the Smith discussion, and then pretty soon, within a week or 2, you should get through Marx, and then within a week or 2 after that, Keynes, and then Friedman. You want to get these done within about 2, at most 3 weeks. You're going to want to have these all done. About, I'd say 2 weeks. Plan on getting all these done. And then you're going to want to get going on the early draft of your economics essay, and I'll have all that posted for you, okay? So again, I apologize for taking a little while to get this class posted. I am helping out. I'm one of the trainers for online education for Canvas. So I'm helping so many other instructors on campus. So I apologize It took a little while, but we'll get you guys in good shape. But just make sure on your own you're going to be reading through Smith, and I'll reading through Marx, reading through Keynes, and reading through Friedman, and I'll post a copy of this in case you don't have it. I'll put a PDF up here so you can work through it. But on your own, you're stuck at home, you can't go out to the nightclubs, and you can't do all these fun things. So for a while, you get to hang out with this guy. Isn't he handsome? That's Maynard Keynes, and we'll go through. Just thank God I didn't post Karl Marx, huh? So you'll be stuck with, if you get Keynes down, boy, you've got your economics down. We'll get through this piece by piece, and we'll make it through, guys, okay? And I'll see you when we all meet back in class, whenever that is. But for now, you're going to work on economics on your own, and you're going to make it. Okay, guys? Take care.